I think the ISPs are going to have to somehow specialize. For sure, they will continue to supply labor force to, especially to self-performers, and maybe also to OEMs. But I think where we as OEM are looking to really partner with the ISPs is more in very specialized jobs or projects that have a beginning and an end, where we need special types of qualifications from the personnel. There's probably something that the OEMs and ISP need to develop, which would be more of a partnership when it comes to training, and maybe have OEMs certify more formally ISPs as being able to work on our technology or not. So
there is. I think there's going to be a niche or a market, a core purpose where no one's going to go. Maybe at some of the low-cost stuff. Looking at some of the maintenances that the OEM does, is that cost factor, say a technician is making X and you could do it for Y, and so what that delta is going to be in the middle, the variance is going to be, wow, the ISP could do the greasing or the nut tightening or bolt tightening, what have you, for this amount of cost. They may do some minor repair on blades or something else. So I think there is a role there for sure, cleaning. But the more the technical stuff, you're always going to have the oversight, I think, of the OEMs that the ISPs will never be able to do just due to proprietary information and the evolution of change. If you look at our turbines, they're getting bigger, faster. They're coming out every year with a new turbine, majority of the OEMs, the manufacturers. So it's hard to keep up that when you don't really know how they work, you know, electronically or mechanically. So the older turbines, I see them taking over a lot of those legacy. Again, there's a big fleet out there that needs to be looked after.
Well, I think you're going to continue to see the ISPs in this market. You know, right now it feels like we're a little bit in like an airline price war, where people are trying to drive others out of the market. The reality of it is, I think that we need a vibrant and competitive marketplace to keep the existing OEMs honest, but also to serve owners in ways that they've been sort of underserved and unhappy with in the past. So I think you're going to see ISPs continue to actually have an important role going forward.
You know, it's a very interesting question because I've had a lot of discussion around it. I think what you're going to see is you're going to see very specialized ISPs, guys that are really good at major maintenance, single blade change outs, maybe generators. They're good at it. They come in, knock it out, and get out. I think right now the ISP market's pretty small. I mean, as far as the small service providers, not many left out there. A lot of them have been bought up by big companies. 5 years from now, that may change. And I think that we will probably see another ISP market in 5 to 7 years because of the way things happen and when. It kind of runs in cycles. That's just the Mike Kelly thoughts on where ISPs will be.
I think there's a lot of regionalization of ISPs where some are strong in certain parts of the US and some are less strong. There's a role for everybody in this process, and you know, the ISPs are kind of frustrated utilities to some extent in their own right because they've built up a large asset base, and now they've gone into build, transfer, operate, and doing third-party O&M. The challenge is costs. You know, they are maybe more suited long-term to manage some of this because they've got a greater understanding cross fleets, as opposed to, you know, it depends on the clients that they attract. You know, if they work with companies who have multiple different turbine models, multiple different locations, you know, sometimes an ISP is sophisticated enough that they've seen that across a fleet, whereas you know, it's hard to do that in-house, and particular OEMs will only look at their own particular model. So again, it's a difficult question to answer.